For joining us. Just before you came on, I was having a little look at an interview you did a little while ago where you sort of built your ultimate goalkeeper. Diving, De Gea you had, reflexes, Schmeichel, handling, Czech, distribution, Edison, positioning, Courtois. Do you remember?
Yeah. What you got to say about it?
Well, no. I'm not quibbling with your choices. It was just interesting seeing you do that. It sounded like you're a real student of the game, like you really have gone through video footage, watched all these guys and others, I'm sure, really closely. Is that the kind of guy you are?
Yeah, I think I was kind of encouraged from a young age to watch other goalies, especially obviously the top goalies as well, and kind of appreciate different bits of their game really, and what people's strengths are, and try and incorporate them into my own game really. So that's something that, as a goalkeeper, you've got such an individual position. It's kind of easy to watch and to study, and the game, if you like, by just watching, the goalkeepers and what they do. So yeah, it's a little bit of student of the game. It's nice to, watch everyone and how they do it. It's like, goalkeeper's one position, but so many different styles and techniques. It's really interesting.
So when did that start then, would you say? How old?
Obviously, just from a young age, I've always been a goalkeeper, since I was kind of 7, 8. So I've always kind of been a goalkeeper. When it started more was when I first moved to Charlton, and I was encouraged to watch goalkeepers and then also go to live games a lot as well. So not only top Premier League games, but I was looking to go on loan to the conference. So I was encouraged and did go on watch a lot of conference games, to watch, conference goalkeepers, and League Two, to go and watch League Two goalkeepers, if you like, and obviously, because that was my aim to play at that level at the time, I was getting a feel of how the game flows as well, and different things you come up against at that level. So I was kind of watching goalkeepers and seeing what they're like, and the games as well, to get used to seeing what that football looks like.
Are you able to give us any examples of things you've picked up simply from watching live games, from looking at a goalkeeper and seeing what he does?
Yeah, wouldn't mind Edison's left foot, if that's all right. Yeah.
Hey, you're not far away, Nick.
Yeah, no, yeah. Cheers, I'll take that. Hard to say really. You just do appreciate how goalkeepers work, and look at their feet quite a lot, to how they make saves and how they move their feet quickly into make saves. And obviously with different camera angles and replays, you get to watch all sorts of things, where it's like decision making on a through ball, positioning, where it's positioning for a through ball, positioning for a shot. So there's just all these different things, and at the end of the day, when you build it into your game, you kind of take bits that you like, and then you kind of work out what's best for yourself, and what you feel comfortable doing, and what you think is going to be most effective at the end of the day. So yeah, it's interesting to watch, whether I don't agree, but whether that's not my style or technique to do it. It's really interesting to see different styles and techniques of goalkeeping.
So who did you love then as a kid? It sounds like Schmeichel might have been one of your first.
Yeah, so I was in Ipswich Town, season ticket holder. So the first one I really watched was kind of Richard Wright, week in, week out, if you like. And then we had a goalkeeper after called Kelvin Davis. He was, a really top goalkeeper.
Brilliant at Southampton as well, wasn't he, Kelvin?
Yeah, Southampton, yeah. So they were two that I kind of got to, really watch live in the ground a lot. So they were two, great people to watch and learn from at that time. And then going on more into the Premier League, obviously Peter Cech was an unbelievable one. When he first came to the league, I think set all sorts of records of clean sheets and minutes without conceding, and he was someone that I really enjoyed to watch. And also a little bit for me is kind of goalkeepers of similar size and build. I think it would be harder for me to take some stuff from goalkeepers that might be 6 foot and really springy and really quick, because that's like a different style to myself. So
are you 6'6"?
Yeah. So that's something that it's easier to imagine myself and to build things into my game from goalkeepers that are similar size.
What are the disadvantages then, or what are the challenges of being a big goalkeeper? I know that sounds odd, because you sound, like you're the perfect size for a keeper. You need to be big to be a keeper, we hear. But what are the challenges that come with it?
I think growing up, you struggle with kicking generally. You've got long limbs, and your brain's almost not up to date with how to use them properly. So, you know, your feet are a long way from your head. And also, like, no, that's stupid. And, you know, footwork just around the goal as well. When you're a little bit, you know, Bambi on ice, like, you know, because your mechanics are a bit slower and you kind of, your brain might be thinking quicker than your legs can move, kind of thing. So they're all challenges growing up, and you build into your shape, if you like, as you grow up and through the years, you know, you get bigger and stronger, and that strength you can't really have as a young lad. You can kind of build in and get that, and, you know, work on your footwork and your coordination, and that all, you know, comes together really nicely.
So has the kicking been a big challenge for you? We've seen it become like a really big part of being a goalkeeper. I think you've already mentioned Edison. Yeah. Do you watch guys like that sometimes and think, like, almost the goalposts have moved, if you'll excuse the pun, for a keeper?
Yeah. I think the game's come on a lot, you know, partly to do with goalkeepers in the skill level, and partly to do with the coaches, and the managing styles probably shifted a little bit. I think goalkeepers kind of, when they first went on the field, and obviously a few years ago, it'd be, you know, keep a clean sheet, nothing else really matters, you know, just stop the ball going in the net, where it's kind of shifted a bit now, and you're seeing someone who can, you know, change the tempo of the whole game and can start attacks and build attacks. So it's something that's definitely developed over the last few years, for sure.
So League Two was the aim, was it? Because you've gone a little bit past that.
Yeah, just kind of a dream of mine when I was growing up, I suppose. Obviously, everyone wants to play for Premier League. Everyone wants to play for England, but I was one of them kids. I'd always stay up late and watch the goals on a Saturday night after the games. And League Two was the lowest level that you could get on TV and, you know, watch the goals. So when I was signed for Charlton, I knew I'd be going on a lot of loan spells, and I started in, you know, the Ryman Premier. So I was like, you know, good three levels below League Two. So I thought that was, you know, quite a realistic aim, if you like, and something that I thought was possible with Charlton. You know, my parent club being a League One club at the time, and then a Championship club. It was something that, you know, I really aspired to do, really, and something that, was a definite massive goal of mine.
Yeah, I mean, at 16, even League Two must have seemed some way off, because, well, I was going to give some of the details. You tell us why it would have seemed a long way off.
Yeah, I suppose, I got released at 16 from Ipswich. So obviously off to find a new club, which I didn't do. So I didn't do a scholarship anywhere, as, you know, I think 99% of, you know, professional footballers would do. So I went off to, you know, do a college and study and do my football around that. I was really lucky that, you know, the college I went to had a really good football scheme and something where we trained nearly every day, and there was loads of games as well, and great coaches as well. So there was something, I didn't fall into it, but it's something that in hindsight worked out, you know, unbelievably well for myself, and fitted me to a T.